Alright, guys, today we are going to be covering the full release from the national file. Ashley Biden's diary reveals child sex trauma, drug abuse, resentment for Joe Biden. Okay, so this is a 112-page diary leak from Ashley Biden, who is Joe Biden's only daughter. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty interesting. That being said, though, what I will tell you is ultimately that she is a 40-year-old woman, so this isn't like, oh, it's a 12-year-old. Nah, I mean, like, come on. Next thing is going to be, she has kids, of course. The next thing that I'm going to mention, for example, is that she looks like Hunter, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's normal that they look alike, but anyway, it's creepy. So, you guys might be thinking, oh, this is a bombshell. It's like, sure, that's cool, but Lalo has been knowing about this. This has been in my bag of tricks since October of 2020, okay? I remember being in Mexico City over a year ago and finding this shit, along with the Natalie Biden affair she had with her uncle. And there's pictured evidence of that, when she was 14 and he was like 47. And I think I deleted most of that stuff because it was on another phone. And I'm kind of glad because, some of that is kind of sus. Yeah, so besides Hunter Biden being an incestual pedophile and all that, I'm going to be covering Ashley in this case, who has her own pedo stuff about her father. Okay, so again, she's having to write about her sobriety as if it's a new thing. So I'm covering this because it's kind of interesting to know what the president's kids are up to and what they have been up to as of the last several years, as well as it goes into like, okay, if you're a competent president or if you're supposed to be a competent president, then how did you raise your kids? It's not to say that the Trump kids don't have their own problems, but you can clearly see they're well put together for the most part. Yeah, okay, is Don Jr. cringe? Yes, but like they're tall, good looking kids, and by kids I mean like children of him. Obviously they're grown most. But yeah, so we'll compare the kids here. Right now, I have the entire diary. Okay, 112 pages on the national file. So shout out to Patrick Hawley for getting all of these, right? So I can't really read most of this with the handwriting, but I'll try and read like a page so you know what's going on here. I remember Q-tips. I hated getting my ears cleaned, beating my vagina due to overhearing parents having sex. What made me so attached? My mother, not emotionally available. My father was message I would get love from men. I'm not your mother. Blanket being taken away. Not hitting myself. Go to bathroom. Being wiped until late in the game. I could list all the reasons, but I can't seem to find. So this is really weird. Like, she's weird as hell. Like, why is this so weird? Okay? So I just read a complete random sample of the 22nd page, 23rd page, and I didn't even mean to cover anything sexual, and it already got to that point. I don't know why. This is so weird. And here's another thing. I read this like a year ago, so I do know some of this already. And I will say that she covers like how she's a sex addict, and I mean it's kind of gross, like from a girl's perspective, yeah, because guys are perverts, and yeah, we get that. But like a girl, like how she says that she. I don't even want to talk about this, but she touched herself hearing her dad fucking her mom. Like that's, what the hell, dude? Anyway, I think I needed to have sex in order to feel good about not having sex to get it over with, which is like, what? I don't know if I even need to kiss a guy to come once. Fuck me sober. I think I'm going to go to an AA meeting tomorrow night and maybe shaving the boys my underpants hypersexualized at a young age. What is this to do? Was I molested? I think so. I can't remember specifics, but I do remember trauma. I remember me not liking the Woolsacks house. I remember somewhat being sexualized with Caroline. I remember having sex with friends at a young age. Showers with my dad, probably not appropriate. Being turned on when I wasn't supposed to be. I remember the Q-tips I hated getting. Oh my god. So that's crazy. So she's saying she was sexualized at a young age, which is like, okay, well, I mean, her parents must have noticed that, and I guess they either did something about it or they didn't do anything, and whatever they did didn't work. Okay, so that's their fault. But let's keep in mind, I didn't like the Woolsacks house. Well, I don't know who the Woolsack person is, but that cannot be good. She also says, was I molested? Probably. Like, what the fuck? So either her dad molested her or, like, she got molested and he didn't know about it. And it goes to, like, incompetency, him being selfish. And if he did do that himself, then he's, evil and needs to be, taken care of. But look at this. I remember having sex with friends at a young age. What is a young age? Is that like 13? Is that 15? And then he said showers with my dad. Who takes a shower with their dad as a girl? Maybe, if you're like a 2 year old or a 3 year old, I mean, that sort of makes sense. But in that case, like, wouldn't you have a shower with your mom if you can't take care of yourself? Like, wouldn't you get baths from your dad, maybe? Where, like, he sets everything up, but he isn't in the bath with you? Like, that's kind of weird. So, like, if you're above the age of 5, that's definitely sus for sure. And then her saying probably not appropriate. So, like, even, like, from a biased point of view, knowing her dad's a senator at this point, or what, I think she wrote this when he was a vice president, like 5 years ago, probably not appropriate. So even she acknowledges this, and again, this is her like not thinking that the world will see this, but a lot of people have seen it, millions. Being turned on when I wasn't supposed to be. So being turned on in the shower with her dad, like, what is this? This is fucking disgusting. Okay, so. And she does have these problems. She says, "Last day of February, thank you, Lord Jesus. I'm getting better every day." So again, I mean, she's not completely evil. Like, obviously, she's trying to do better, but like, she has all these flaws, and these are very obvious. She's sleeping around, she's getting molested, like, and her dad didn't do anything. That's disgusting. And I personally think that she's just like, this is gross. This is so gross. And I'm trying to read this, but again, it's so like inappropriate to say out loud. Okay, and she's nuts. She's fucking crazy. I'm just gonna be honest here. I wish I could search like mentions of her father, but like with the handwriting, it's kind of hard to see. So yeah, is she as evil as Hunter Biden? Definitely not. But clearly they have some of the similar issues. With the sex problems. Being perverted, the childhood trauma, the abandonment issue and resentment for their father being weird. A lot of stuff like that, drug abuse, spousal affairs, obviously, stuff like this. So yeah, that's definitely an issue that I see with the Biden family. Hunter Biden seems to be completely rotten, selfish, and evil. I view Ashley as not too far apart from that, and I think Joe Biden himself is evil, and I think the other kid they have, Bo, died like 6 years ago. From what I've read, he seems like a good guy, but again, that's from what I've read. I mean, if he had a diary, I would like to read that, but I can't. Okay? So, I don't know. Anyways, that is definitely like 30 pages of me skimming over this certain diary. This is really interesting, though. And I'll go ahead and read a little bit of the context around this. So this was in 2019 when it was leaked, I suppose. Or she wrote this in 2019, which is cool, I guess, to know. So that's her husband, I guess. Anyways, let's go ahead and say... okay, so this is February 17th, 2019. Okay. So she caught her husband with another woman. Okay, so multiple issues here. The author says, so she wrote about 2 affairs on her husband or something. Okay, and she also says, okay, let me keep reading this. Oh my god, this is gross. Very personal stuff. Very awkward for her to be in a position where like we get to read all of her crap. And, she's not a good person, so I don't really feel bad for her, but still, this is kind of rough. Okay, let's read this. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I want anymore. So maybe that's the gift in this all, and the use that I should only tell people I trust and who have my back about anything. It's about being a woman and not the little girl. I think I can re-victimize myself, overact. Interesting. Okay. You will have all you desire. Trust the process, I guess. Trust yourself and your ability to manifest all of your dreams. Okay, why did they add this? Okay, that's weird. Oh my gosh, this is awful. Okay, so clearly, the left is trying to suppress this. Obviously, I try to Google Ashley Biden. They're already like censoring things, saying like, "Oh, shit has changed," and they're gonna be, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, Trump was cringe about Ivanka," like as if that's anything close to what Joe Biden did, as if Trump took showers with Ivanka. Like that's kind of weird, okay? And if we look here, they're gonna say, "Oh, okay," so they're gonna pull Trump quotes. Okay, so I'll be fair. I'll read these. I've said if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. I mean, that is borderline weird, right? I don't know. Ivanka, my daughter, Ivanka, she's 6 feet tall. She's got the best body. Okay. What a beauty, that one. If I weren't happily married and her father. I don't know if he was joking. These are out of context. I don't know. Even if you were to take these all literally, that doesn't really match what Joe Biden did to his own daughter, which is fucked up. And again, this is his daughter, at 5 years old, 8 years old, not 20-year-old Ivanka or whatever. So again, not fair at all to compare these. So that is my coverage of the Ashley Biden diary. My summary, real quick, is that she is a pervert. She has a bunch of issues. She has drug issues, a lot of parallels with her older brother, Hunter. And I also think that this pattern of his kids coming out the way that they are, I feel like Joe clearly wasn't present for his kids as much as he should have been. And that is part of the reason why they came out so bad. Another problem is that Joe Biden is definitely a pervert himself. I don't know if he's like I don't know if I'd call him a pedo, but he's definitely weird. And there's stereotypes about Catholics being that way, but like still though, that's fucked up what he's doing. The showers with his daughter, like why? That's like why, dude? That's so weird. I've never heard of that before. And you could say like, oh, but he's old. It's an old tradition. It's like, shut the fuck up. No, really? Ask a boomer. Oh, did you take showers with your parents like above the age of 3? No, that's weird. What the fuck? And then for her to say like she was molested, like, and he did nothing about it or he didn't know, like, how incompetent are you to not notice that? It's disgusting. So verdict is Ashley is fucked up because of her father in large part. Hunter is fucked up, of course. He's evil. And Joe is a sick son of a bitch. And if he weren't demented, he'd be even more evil because I don't think he has the full capabilities to understand what he's done because he's old and he's demented. But at the same time, like, you're a sack of shit, dude. Like, you're selfish, you want power, and you're a pervert, and even worse towards kids, right? So, ugh, gross. And at least Ashley Biden in the diary seems like she's trying to get better and has like prayers in the diary. So at least she's doing a half-assed attempt at getting better. Whereas Joe isn't admitting to any of the shit he's done. He hasn't admitted to being a bad father. The stuff he does around kids. Come on, dude. This is awful. The Ashley Biden diary does what we all know, which is just confirm the fact that his family is weird, and that reflects his presidency as well, which is just incompetent and a bunch of selfishness. And honestly, let's go Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden, bro. He's a bitch. We don't like that guy. He's lame. Okay, that's it. Thank you.